Hey, I love Mondays. I'm so worried about getting the timer set up. I forgot to turn the camera on. What's going on? What's going on? You can see me and hear me. How are you doing? Just getting started over here. Rise and grind. Ah, so Rise and Grind used to be a Thursday morning only thing, and I loved it so much. After doing it for over a year straight, every Thursday, I was like, let's just add another day. Why not Mondays? Mondays don't get enough love. I love Mondays. How you doing, Conscript? How you doing, Spango? Good to see both of you. I see there's some Red Reloaded players. Haven't heard of that guild. That's interesting. That's interesting. I just killed the trainer. It's pretty good XP. Speaking of good XP, I see I have 8 Crush Bone belts. Unfortunately, at this level, I think that would probably only finish up this bubble. Am I muted? No, no, I'm not. I'm not muted now. I was. I was. Pandu, you give him 3 weeks. Yeah, this could be a cruel and unforgiving server. Um, I guess it depends. Are they somebody on some alts? You know what I mean? Or is it new implants, transplants, if you will, whatever. You know what I mean? I think it makes a big difference. If it's the usual suspects, some of these people are lifers. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what happens to their alts. They're still staying around. But 3 weeks sounds like a reasonable guess for. All right, let's see here. You had the tab muted. It's all right. I was muted when you first said hi. I didn't have the mic and cam on. I'm trying to get used to doing the timer for egg hunt, the egg timer, and you know, it took that stage of setup away from my camera. Right, I'm always clicking a couple things and then going live. Clicked a couple things, went live, but I forgot a couple of the usual things. Whatever. Speaking of making quick little mistakes, streaming last night I went to go do the egg hunt thing. You know how I like to get on egg hunt on YouTube and TikTok and just exist as long as I can, which sometimes it's short, sometimes it's long. Um anyway, I forgot that I had used Streamlabs to try to multi-stream the Sunday Swamptacular Splash Fest 2026 number 22. You know, the Double Trouble show yesterday. I wanted to do it on TikTok and Twitch, right? Normally I do TikTok and YouTube when I'm not on Twitch. Anyway, I went to go on TikTok and YouTube forgetting that I was still set up for Twitch. So I went live on Twitch for about 38 seconds before I realized. So hopefully I'm not screwing up anybody's streaks. You got a watch streak. I hope that just watching the Sunday Swamptacular Splash Fest checks the box for keeping the streak alive on Sunday. And the fact that I went live a second time late night Sunday for 38 seconds, I hope that doesn't affect streaks. I just feel bad. Maybe they're on and on doing the egg hunt challenge. I really am an inspiration. I know Pandui, it's true. It's true. They could be inspired. They should have named their guild We Love Egg Hunt. Chewy fans if that was the case, though. Egg reloaded. Well, here's an interesting thing. So this person was looking for people's help to start a guild. So I'm assuming they're going to be the leader of it, but it's not the name they were looking for. They wanted to be the guild Boring, which I thought was pretty good. I thought that was a pretty good guild name, honestly. So if this is the alternative to Boring, I don't want to say disappointed. Egg reload, yes. No, for real though, I'm back. I was playing not the egg yesterday mostly, right? We were doing group content, crawling in the hole, which was great. We got loam pants, loam shoes. There's other loam stuff. I think there was like 3 loam pieces, but at least those 2. At least the legs and the shoes. And the legs are okay. The shoes are okay. Smoldering brand dropped, and not 1, but 2 IGSs. You know, or they imbued granite spalders, I believe they're called. They're really heavy, but they're nice stats for the people that can use them. Unfortunately, Troll Shadow Knight's not on that list. Because Troll's not on that list. So it's, you know, I'm usually not too interested. I passed on both pair. Trying to let the guys get some stuff, you know? The trickle up economics. You know, you gotta let your foot off the gas every now and then. Make sure everybody gets some goodies. But yeah, we saw everybody got like a gem drop. Everybody got XP, tons of XP, and almost everybody got a port out at the end. that was funny. It's just one of those things where I should have said something earlier, I guess, because everybody was like saying bye and let's go and all that stuff, good stream, etc. And then I said, hey, make sure we port everybody out. We got 2 druids, we got more than 6 people. Let's get it to 2 port groups. But I said it too late. The port was already happening. We left 1 person behind, but he got himself out. What's going on, Swish? It was classic. That's the kind of stuff that I think you watch our group content to, you know, it's like an Easter egg. Spot the egregious error, you know? To be fair, after 7 hours at EQ, mistakes can happen, right? We're not as fresh as we are at 6 a.m. in the morning, East Coast USA, every Monday morning, every Thursday morning for a rise and grind. You know what I'm saying, Swish? Let's get started over here. Check, check. We're on it. On it. Been on it all morning. Well, past 10 minutes anyway. I wish I knew what the repop timer was in here, because I would perhaps think about just waiting for the trainer at this point. I sat down in front of these guys. Silly. Yonder Wiley, what's going on? So I've been spreading the word, right? Swish, I've been recruiting for Red on TikTok, right? I finally found the right audience for EQ PvP, right? All this time I've been trying to show EQ PvP to EQ enjoyers. And it turns out EQ PvP is wildly offensive to the eyes of many EQ enjoyers. TikTok does not play Red. That's the thing. They're Red curious though. They're Red curious. They don't have that preconceived notion of EQ PvP bad because EQ good, right? They don't have that notion. So instead they're like, what is this? Is this a Roblox? Is this a RuneScape mod for Roblox? It's like, nah, this is something better. This is something better than a RuneScape mod for Roblox, dude. Anyway, you know how it is. It's hard enough to convince people that are already installed to try it, and now you gotta get through the installation process, right? So, you know, our fingers are crossed, toes are crossed, like we're hoping and praying that some people make it through the gauntlet of, you know, waiting for that confirmation email, getting the thing patched right, getting the titanium file, all that stuff. I'm trying to push them in the right direction. Of course, the right direction includes the Discord. 2026, the rebirth. I know, we're in a new golden age, for real. At least a silver age. We're out of the dark ages. This is a better population right now at 6 a.m. on a Monday than we were having some weekends a few months ago. You know what I mean? Is it EQ Legends? Is it Sunday Swamptacular Splash Fest hype? Who knows? You know, I'm not a scientist. I don't know. I'm just an EQ enjoyer, and I'll tell you right now, from my perspective, down in the freaking trenches of Norath, looking up, I'm telling you, the population is higher these days. So there is an explanation somewhere. I'll tell you. I'll tell you. It's not the weather. We got it backwards. This is summer. You'd think the population would be lower in the summer. Weather's nice. People go outside. You know, we always would say winter is coming, as in the threat of the population is going to be higher in the winter. People are stuck inside playing EverQuest, enjoying. You know, so this is good. I think this is a good thing. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and say it's Sunday Swamptacular Splash Fest hype for sure. Confirmed. Okay, not confirmed. Remember when we used to say confirmed for everything though? That was good. That was a good little forum quest era. I remember even censoring the word confirmed because it was being said too much, so we started like not saying confirmed. It was just funny. It was just silly. Forum quest was silly times sometimes. Oh, I took 3 damage. 3 damage falling. Ouch. Well, that was a good hit. Hey, Yonder Wiley, what's going on? Hey, Yonder Wiley, I got a question about streaks for you. Did you have to watch the 38-second oopsie doodle Chewy hit the wrong button, went live on the wrong platform stream from 9 p.m. last night for that to streak? Or were you able to skip that one? You know me, I'm always worried about ruining people's streaks. I think the streak thing is awesome, but it puts it puts some pressure. You want to keep the streak going. You want to help people keep the streak going. Ooh, double attack me, almost 48 damage right there. 48 damage in 1 round. Brutal. Orc trainer, you can't do this. I'm a fragile egg. You can't do this to me. I can only survive like 6 rounds like that. Jeez. Ugh, another big round. What the fuck? Swish, yeah. So, I guess my question is, if somebody streams twice in a day, do you save the streak by watching one, or do you have to watch both? Because I feel like such an idiot for going live on the wrong platform. I'm just so used to having, I got the two programs. I got OBS, and I use that single target stream on Twitch, and then I got Streamlabs. I use it for AOE streaming on TikTok and YouTube. But I had to just mess it up. I had to mess with success, right? I wanted to multi-stream Twitch and TikTok. Just see, it was an experiment. But unfortunately, I didn't set the settings back after the failed experiment. So there I go, failing the experiment again, except off schedule, unplanned, unannounced, unhyped, just a little, yeah. I screwed it up. 38 seconds. Watch, it's probably like, oh, if it's under 30 seconds, it's fine. Under 37 seconds, it's fine. Oh, 38 seconds, you're fucked. Look what you did. Look what you did, you little jerk, Yeah, conscript. You're safe? Yes. All right, I'm going to stop talking about it then. If that's the case, I could probably just delete that whole VOD, the 38-second pointless VOD of Egg Hunt on character select. Because the thing is, my phone was in my pocket and I feel a vibration. I pull my phone out and it's Twitch saying manage your stream here. You know, whenever you go live on Twitch, it pops up a notification on your phone so you could pull up your your mod window or whatever. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, that's so silly. Why is it texting me now? I went live like 12 hours ago, no, 16 hours ago. And then I'm like, oh no. You don't get streaks? Yonder Wiley, Sunday, Swamp Tackler Splash Fest 2026, all year long. Monday, Rise and Grind. We're here right now. Tuesday could be the one you're thinking of because that's an afternoon stream. You might be asleep through the whole Tuesday scenario. That's my variety stream. Lately I've been playing the Royal Writ, which I really like. I want to get back to it tomorrow, I think. We'll see. You never know. And then Thursday morning, Rise and Grind. We're back in this time slot. Strictly EverQuest enjoyment every Thursday, every Monday, and every Sunday. So it's 4 streams a week. The schedule set in stone. The only time, yeah, Swish. I'm sorry for your time zone. It is a kind of weird one. It's funny in my time zone. It's more of like almost a prime gaming time. Almost. It's a little early for prime, but it's like I get to see different people in the chat. Right, we got our morning crew, and I love that. Like 3 times a week, I see the morning crew peeps. Morning over here, I raise my I'm holding it backwards. Raise my mug. Today's the Minecraft TNT mug, which is hard to drink from, but it looked damn cool doing it though. And then yeah, the Tuesday, which it's another point for that's the weird odd stream day category. Sometimes it's on a Wednesday, but either way, 4 to 6. Big League chewing mugs hit online shelves. Swish. That's a good. I'm gonna pin that as a reminder. And also, I could be like, due to popular demand, and point at it. Right. So thank you for being popular demand right now. I want to work on it. I'll work on it. We'll get some sort of mug action going. I think that's honestly it's the next step, right? We're trying to spread the word. EverQuest enjoyment, all that. And I think a mug, that's a good one, right? Something that you can physically hold and look at and be like, hell yeah. Right, Swish. It's true. I gotta say the Egg Hunt Adventure, I started streaming it on TikTok just for love of the game, spreading the word, all that stuff, and the platform, like the app itself, I'm gonna say it's friendly to the egg, a lot friendlier than some of these egg hunters out here. You know what I mean? Like the app wants the egg to succeed for sure. They're showing the game to people that they're not looking for it. I can tell they're not looking for it because they're stumbling in and asking, "What is this?" That's not something that ever happens on Twitch, right? If you see me on Twitch, it's at the very least because you came to the EverQuest page, right? Like you searched EverQuest, right? I don't think that anybody has ever stumbled in here from Twitch without looking for EverQuest first, right? And that's great. I'm reaching EverQuest enjoyers. That's good. But like I said before, I think if Red was gonna get some new, new people on the server, they're not gonna be EverQuest enjoyers. EverQuest enjoyers have known EQ PvP exists, right? It's been existing for decades, and they're still on that side of the fence, right? Maybe maybe here and there we might convince somebody to try it out, and hopefully we give them some gear, get them invested, and then next thing you know, they're immersed and they're loving it. We can't just brief people off. Come on, guys. But anyway, my point is, I think it's a better chance when it's somebody who's never seen EQ. We'll see if I'm right. It's one of those things where we're living through a historical event, so we're gonna have to have the benefit of hindsight to really analyze it after. You know what I mean? The historical event, okay? The new renaissance of EQ, and I think EQ Legends hype is what is pushing this forward, right? EQ Legends got people talking. It got people dusting off the old, you know, the old WADS keys or whatever. Yeah, we're doing it. But I feel like if EQ Legends did a PvP server, that would have been really fun. Just like if THJ did a PvP server, it would have been really fun. All that stuff, just because, I need that threat of violence. I need that paranoid, looking over your shoulder constantly behavior. Without it, I can't get immersed. I just can't anymore. I've been ruined by EQ PvP, and it's a shame that they don't want us participating. That's a shame. But I will say I've been enjoying watching some EQ Legends, just like I enjoy watching some TLP content, all that stuff. You think so, Conscript? We yeah, we need all that stuff. It's a lifestyle. All right, got XP from that one. Not much XP, but we're on the last bubble of 14. Did you know I get double attack at level 15? You don't think THA or Legends would be fun with PvP? Well, that's the thing. I don't think it should be balanced. I think it should be silly. I don't know. Whatever. I've said it before, and I guess I'll say it again. Nobody asked me for my opinion on it. I just offer it, freely, out loud, uh, frequently, and it is what it is. Uh oh. Gotta be careful over here. You think she'd be able to fear and charm players on P99? I mean, if it worked in the era, I think it should work. I'm pretty sure it did work in the era, right? It'd be just pretty resistible, I would assume. But I don't know. It's never been in P99, so I'm not used to that. I know I've been charmed by NPCs back in earlier days on P99, and definitely on Reign of Thule. I remember one time, Reign of Thule, a bunch of us flowers were in Upper Guck, doing like a level 20-ish grind when the server was new, and it might have even been a full group. Maybe not. Maybe there was a few of us, but I was playing Troll Shadow Knight, and I had good gear for what it was, and anyway, I got charmed by the Froglock Scryer, and I proceeded to wipe the whole group, just going player to player, just chopping them down, hitting for max double attacks and shit. What? Or maybe I wasn't double attacking yet. Whatever it was, I was chopping them down, just going right to the next one. And they were all my friends, and I couldn't control my character. It was horrible. It was a horrible experience. And they were getting yellow texted too. It wasn't even just like So anyway, that was funny. I thought that was funny. Maybe they didn't think it was as funny, but um, absolutely massacred the group with the power of Froglock charm. I think it was a blue con mob. You know what I mean? A blue con mob plus me has caused the entire group to die. But you can't. I don't think you get charmed on P99. Like even if it was you're fighting an enchanter, you get mezzed. All right. Reflex, what's going on? Good to see you. Rise and grind. Got the Minecraft mug in hand, full of sweet bean juice. Sweet roasted bean mud. You looked it up. Fear did work in PvP back, so it should work. You know, I'm all for the true classic experience, for better or for worse. You know what I mean? Like the way we pick and choose what we like. It's like I thought we were trying to emulate classic, right? Why are we picking and choosing what we like? Why are we making custom adjustments? Why can why is Golem Wand have a cast time? You know what I mean? Just it's weird. It's weird to me. But it is what it is. Ah, the best part of Egg Hunt, right? The sitting and waiting and getting the HP back. And if you look at the timer, you're gonna know a lot of this time that's ticking has been sitting and waiting for that HP. It is what it is. I'm in Crushbone, hell yeah. Absolutely dominating it. Alright, I mean I can't really mess with the Legionnaires too much yet, but I will. I will. Hey, I did a little grind in Lower Guck last night on Ruby, the Chanter. It was pretty good. Did anybody catch that? I was on TikTok and YouTube for just like a couple hours. If that. I was just had a little free time before bed. Decided to I stayed up a little late for somebody who has to get up and rise and grind in the morning. But anyway, I went live as you were heading to bed. Yeah, yeah. I had a little energy in me. So I went for it. Anyway, I'm playing Ruby, Lower Gawk, just living it up. Archmagus was up, got the pants. Okay. Popped the Ghoul Lord, got the SSOY. Now that's a hot pixel. And then a Frenzy popped, and I got a ring. You know, no FBSS, but three different names, three different camps. That's good content. That's just nice EverQuest enjoyment. If you're home watching or at work, break work, like I feel like that's something uplifting. Some good Narathian news. Uh, Bring you some cheer. I would hope. If you saw that happen. But I like playing Ruby. I feel like I'm getting a little more confident on the Enchanter. It's all about that AoE stun, which I've known that for years. No, that's no secret. Everybody always said, "Oh, you gotta use the stun. You gotta use the stun." And then I started using the stun, and I'm like, "Oh, I get it. You gotta use the stun." It helps. It helps a lot when the charm breaks. And you're getting wailed on by your freaking torched and hasted pet. You don't have time to mez it. You don't. You really don't have time to do anything except for maybe you're lucky that AOE stun will land right when they get to you. Yeah. I know some people keep two of the color flux, the aforementioned AOE stuns, up. I keep one up. Um, and I'm not gonna take it off. I'm gonna keep that one. I'm thinking about maybe going to two in some situations, but it's so the hardest part about Enchanter. It's the fact that you need so many spells memmed, right? Like you can't really get around quickly memorizing stuff. You know what? No matter how fine tuned you get your list and be like, these are the spells I need for this situation. You know, wrenches get thrown at you. Stuff happens where it's like, I need a ninth spell. I need a 10th spell. I need an 11th spell. You know what I mean? Like you're using them all. So you gotta get real familiar with your spell book. That's why EQ Live has 12 spell gems. Right, right. I know. And you can right click the spell gems and you can have your saved spell set. So there's a lot of quality of life improvements that even some of the emulators have, right? I know. I was a warrior, right? That was my thing on retail. So I was never really used to classic casting. I never had to do the spell book in my face medding. I remember it, right? I remember other people having to do it, but that was never my jam. Like maybe when I was trying out Zek that time, that fateful day when I got PK'd by a skunk and decided EQ PvP wasn't for me, even though I had nothing to do with PvP. Um, anyways, I wasn't doing the med book thing. When I started casting spells, it was because I made an alt named Doldaean. I remade him for P99, right? My druid. And that was in the right click for spells era. So that's what I'm used to. So all the spell book manipulation stuff I'm doing on Ruby, I had to learn in the 2020s. You know what I mean? I've never really been good at that stuff. That's a new thing for me. I'm getting better. You could teach an old chew new tricks. Shout out Ishiwatari. He really kind of, I'm gonna say, insisted I learned the right way to mem spells, right? And I'm so glad he did because he had mentioned it to me a long time ago, and I was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then he hit me up again recently. He's like, no, seriously, like here's a link on how to do it. Like learn this, and he's so right. And what a game changer! Actually, memming the spells like a lot faster now. I still have to know where everything is in the book, so it's like pretty daunting task. I'm working on it. You know what I mean? If I had grown up playing a caster, I'd probably be better at that stuff. No, I would definitely be better at that stuff. But I grew up playing a melee, so my skills are more in the melee world, right? But I kind of like hybrids. I'm not even gonna lie. You get the best of both worlds. Shadow Knight, they're all good. Pally, Ranger, they rule. If warriors could, you know, click golem wands as Brad intended, instant cast time, I think they would be almost unstoppable right now. But they had to nerf, you know, they nerfed golem wand, they nerfed gate pot, they nerfed so many things by adding cast times, and it's not a slight issue for some classes, right? It's a slight issue for hybrids, a slight issue for casters. It's absolutely no issue for bards. They can, if anything, it made bards stronger, adding cast times to this stuff. Um, but for warrior, monk, and rogue with zero channeling, it was absolutely game breaking. Like I don't think they thought that one through. And this is a change they made a decade plus ago and have not, you know, have not looked back on since. And I think it was a huge mistake. But whatever. I don't think they should do anything to make warriors stronger until they fix bow quest, though. Let's face it, because that's a broken exploit. Yeah, rangers are so good, and tracking is absolutely amazing, um, in so many ways. I have a level 40 something ranger, and I like him a lot. I really do. Upper hand, huh? Upper hand means XP. Oh yeah, rangers got Excellent fashion quest. That's true. Well, I guess it depends on what you are, right? Wood elf rangers, I think, got excellent. Elves all look the best. Let's face it. Let's face it. Elf fashion, dark elf especially, leading the pack in fashion. And I say this as a, somebody who 9 out of 10 of my tunes are trolls. I gotta respect elven fashion. You went from druid to rogue. That is kind of one side to the other. Yeah, that's funny. Which did you like better of the two extremes? The funny thing is, I would consider them both kind of like assassins as far as PvP goes. Maybe on a PvE server, a lot of people think as druid as like a utility support or whatever. You know what I mean? They're assassins. They get in, they blow you up, and they get out. Like they're almost like the most assassin. Rogue being, of course, the next contender because the literal assassinations or whatever. God dang, low level placeholder. Yeah, I mean that's the thing about TLPs, right? You're gonna have the min maxing. Uh, this is not the perfect group makeup, so you can't join type behavior more than anywhere else, right? Because it's full of the min maxers. They want to, a lot of times they're trying to thrive in a way they've never thrived in the game before. This is their chance, right? Finally, finally. So because of that, you're not if you're not playing like them, you might suffer a little bit, right? You're not going to be allowed in the club. You're not going to be welcome in the party. Right. It's I hate that I hate that mentality because for the 15th time today, I played a warrior back in the day, right? I know I keep saying I'm a broken record. Did you know that I played a warrior back in the day? I'm playing a warrior now, but I played a warrior back in the day too. Um nobody wanted warriors in the group ever. Ever. Especially like Lost Dungeons and Norath era. Um which was when I was the most trying to get pickup groups because the Lost Dungeon points. I wanted to level up that little triangle charm og or whatever. You know what I mean? I needed points. I needed ogs. I needed to buy stuff from the shop. Whatever it was, I constantly was looking for group and constantly getting picked over, looked over. The worst, you're in a group and then somebody else looks for a group and then they kick you out to get the other person because you haven't quite started yet. You're like about to start and it's like, oh, thank God, anything but a warrior. Let's get him. And it's just like, damn, I could have at least DPS'd. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not useless just because I can't hold aggro and you need a different tank. I'm not useless. Anyways, whatever. It was tough. It was tough to be a warrior for a long time. That's why I like to solo as a warrior. You have to learn how to do it if you want to play the class. Yeah, Yonder Wily, you like fighting druids. I know this. Yeah, reflex. You're right. You're right. The druid probably is the perfect class to start on P99. And ironically, I had a friend join P99. He's playing right now. Luckily, he was able to stick through it. He asked what he should make first. I told him a cleric. I don't know what I was thinking when I told him make a cleric first. I should have told him make a druid first, which is what he said to me. Once he made a druid after he already leveled the cleric to 60 and made another tune, leveled that one, and then he made a druid and he was like, "Why didn't you tell me to make a druid first? This would have been a way better start for me." I'm like, "Oh, yeah, you know what? You're right." Got to be careful when people are trusting your judgment in something they don't know anything about. You got to be real careful what you tell them because they're gonna do it. I told him to make a cleric, and then he really did it. I was like, damn, he really did it. Of course he did. He didn't know any better. No, but it's I'm so thankful. Honestly, clerics are so good to have around. And it gave him a better appreciation for how druids are, I guess, you know? Sauron Druid. Oh yeah, Phobos, what's going on? Hey, good to see you on Twitch. I love when you're here. I love seeing you on TikTok. I really appreciate you crossing platforms, getting in on this rise and grind morning. You know, I love Mondays, and no better way to start the week off with a little hunting for eggs. Reflex, you say the Rogue is fun, but it's different, right? Right. You died a lot in KFC, South Carolina. You never died with the druid there, right? I mean those birds got nothing on Sal. You know, they might have wings, but they like forget. Imagine if all of a sudden you got far enough away and they're like, actually, you know what? Flapping at you, and you're like, oh shit. That'd be scary. All right, we dropped down to 2 players in level range now. There was 3. I'm just keeping an eye on stuff. You know me. Me and you, yeah, nice, good, good. We just got to keep an eye out for that change in. If there's a new person in that range, it could be trouble. In fact, I'm gonna have to assume it is. When Druid passed by, blessed you with salads like a glass of water on a hot summer day. Oh yeah. You know what I like? Keeping Spirited Cheetah on the bar, and then sometimes you want to kick it up a notch from Sow even. And of course, you got to re-sow yourself after it wears off, but by that time you're freaking a time zone away. You know what I mean? I love that. Love Spirited Cheetah. Hey Yonder Wiley, speaking of putting that stuff in a can, I need some shrink pots soon, I think. Even like 5 charges or something. Just it's so good to get in tight spots sometimes. I'll pay you. You got an augmentation from a chanter yesterday, Reflex. Those AVX returned into chicken nuggets. Love that. Love that. Augmentation's pretty good. I got it on Ruby. Been hooking up the pals with that buff. That's the one that it lasts a while, right? That's the real good part there. It's got some stats and it lasts. I think there's all different style of haste. So many options. Hard to keep them track. Hard to keep them straight. I think. What I need to do is print up some stuff from the wiki and tack it to my wall and connect them together with like yarn and stuff, like circle something, and just make it look like a real crazy person's desk, you know? Pepe Sylvia, Pepe Sylvia. I've heard the fan theory that Pepe Sylvia was actually Pennsylvania. I kind of like that theory. You know what I mean? It would explain why he keeps coming up with Pepe Sylvia stuff, and we know he can't read. I don't know. What's an interesting theory? Ooh, the trainer got a sword. Look at this bad boy. '89 to '91. Damn. 85 to 82. This is a way too even of a fight right now. Not really enjoying this. I mean, I'm enjoying it, but I'm not really sure I can sustain this. Don't tell my ops. Plays. Not good. It's taking the lead. I need like a big critical hit on it to get ahead. Huge critical hit. Come on. Hit it for like 100. Why not? After all, why shouldn't I? I'm egg. Ugh, stun me. $71. 69. This is so close. 67 to 70. I'm ahead by 3%. That's like not good. 58, 69. There we go. One damage hit. Come on. Come on. All right, 36 to 64. This is more like it. This is the kind of fight I can. Oh, I can't speak too soon. I'm just gonna stop saying it right there. 25 to 55. All right, thank you. Ain't no pain, no gain. This should be gainful because that was painful. Okay, okay. I was hoping it was maybe bronze, but I don't think he does that. Destroy. Destroy. Alright. Back to sitting. Back to medding. Yonder Wiley. You can't put the genie back in the bottle, right? You can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. We know too much now. Our wikis are too strong. Our networking capabilities. It's too easy. You can never have that classic feeling without technology taking several steps back, right? We would, or something, you know what I mean? We'd all have to agree not to spoil it or something, you know what I mean? Like the discovery was what made so many of these classic things so memorable. The shared experience of discovering things together, uncovering the secrets, the strategies. Yeah. Now TLP now it's the however many times you've done it, you get a little better each time. We've been doing it a long time, et cetera, et cetera. Right. It's just it's a different world, a different player. Who knows? Who knows? I've said some things that have aged like milk before, and I would love to be totally wrong and be surprised by an actual experience that captures the actual magic of playing a game so life changing for the first time again. You know what I mean? It would have to be new. It would have to be new. Anyways, go. I got more sitting to do. We're just gonna chill here. I'll run a commercial so that the action will hopefully be commercial free. So hang tight. Gonna take a couple minutes to get this HP. All right. 3 minutes later, almost got the HP back. Almost. You know, I'm not gonna rush it either. I can't. The stakes are too high. I'm 31 hours deep in Egg Hunt the ninth. They say he should know better. This is what they mean. He should know better than to pull early after 31 hours. But I want to re-roll, start Egg Hunt the 10th. Now? No, I don't. I want to keep going. I want to keep rolling. I want to reach new heights. Right? This is already a new height. I'm on the precipice of even newer. And honestly, pretty excited. Level 15 is double attack. That's like one of the best warrior skills you can hope to get, you know? I would say it doubles your DPS. I mean, it doesn't double your DPS, but it could potentially double your DPS for the round. And I'll take that. I'll take that sort of improvement. We don't get much, you know? Warriors don't get spells every few levels. We don't get much, you know. We got to really savor the few tricks and abilities they do give us. Got to kind of hold them tight. I saw upper hand over here. I get some one hand skills. Actually, one hand's capped. I guess I'm trying to get dual wield and bash. Helps if I use bash instead of kick. I gotta get rid of context menu. Context menus will kill you. In the heat of the moment, you're clicking around wildly and mouse turning and this and that. You open up a context menu instead of doing what you mean to do. Oh my god, you're done. Cooked. So I just turn them off. Lock my windows and turn them off. I'm really hoping the placeholder is XP giving. There we go. There we go. Reasonably safe. Boo. We don't want reasonably safe. We want very slightly unsafe. I'm gonna kick myself if this plan doesn't work out. You know? I don't know how. I don't know how I'll kick myself. But maybe in my own shin. I got a plan. Oh god. One's reasonably safe, but it aggroed. I feel like sometimes reasonably safe will give XP. you can't make any good green XP rules, I swear. We'll see. Let's see if I'm right. I've seen it happen before, that's why I'm saying. I got a taunt skill up, so I'm gonna say I do get XP from this one. Yeah. So if it says reasonably safe and it doesn't aggro you, I'm pretty certainly saying you're not gonna get XP. But if it says reasonably safe and it does aggro you, it seems like you do. So it's like, I don't know if that's a bug, or if it's just something wrong with the consideration system at certain levels, because this is at level 14. I don't know if I don't think it happens at higher levels. I think it's like just certain level ranges. You get a couple wishy-washy areas of the green. There's even some levels where you don't get XP from dark blues, certain dark blues, right? Something cons dark blue even though it should con green, and it's before you start getting green XP as a possibility. That's, I'm speaking like somebody who's played a lot of low level dwarf warrior, right? I don't know if this is for all classes or just dwarf warrior having this issue, but I've been noticing some inconsistencies, right? You don't get any green XP until level, I think it's 9. Again, I should know better, but I don't remember exactly. It's 8 or 9. Um, I think it's 8 actually. 6 and 7 I say are like the hardest levels because you're killing stuff that should give you XP and you're not getting XP, and everything that does give you XP is like hard for you. So it's like a real struggle. And then you hit 8, and then you can start killing some of the stuff that was too easy to give you XP last level. Starts giving you XP again. But it's even easier to kill because you just leveled again. So it's like, I don't know. It's funny. It's inconsistent. All I know is I'm trying to get double attack, and I think you see my plan, right? I like to talk all this making silent moves, mysterious, never let them know what your next move is type EverQuest play, but I think you can probably tell what I'm thinking over here. You see the belts in the bag, right? You see the belts. You're like, I think I know where he's going with it. Because that would be quite the swoop, right? We swoop back home, dump those belts. I wasn't even planning on collecting belts again after last time. It really didn't give me much XP, but I don't need much XP right now. Every little bit helps. We'll turn them into some gold, etc. Hopefully buy a freaking cloudy pot or something. I don't know. Hey, the dude, what's going on? The dude, I was worried about you because I accidentally went live on Twitch last night after I promised that I would never go live off schedule, in respect for the streakers and their streaks. But what I'm hearing is it didn't qualify as a required viewing. It was 38 seconds before I realized I was not on YouTube and TikTok. I was on Twitch and TikTok. My phone vibrates to let me know that I can, manage my stream chat from my phone or whatever, It does this pop up, and I'm like, why would it do that? That's so funny. I went live like 14, 16 hours ago. It's only telling me right now, and then the realization hit me. It's like, oh shit. So I, restarted the stream on the correct platforms. I tried to roll along with Egg Hunt, but it was brief. I think I was on Egg Hunt for 2 minutes before I got plugged out from attackers from both sides. You know what I mean? Oh, attacker is a strong word. I was getting attacked by one on the G-Fei side, and the second one was coming from probably the castle on the CB side. Gotcha. Yeah, the dude. So I'm gonna end up deleting that little VOD of the 38-second thing. Once everybody who I know is on a good streak has definitely, confirmed that it doesn't matter. I'm just looking out for the streaks, I love the streaks. I appreciate the streaks. The shell breakers were after me freaking bad. So I stuck around for a couple minutes, literally, and then I played Ruby, and that was really fun. I got a SSOY. Killed Frenzy, killed AM, you know. The fact that I'm not listing their loot will probably tell you what I did and did not loot from them, but it was fun. That's all I was trying to. I didn't want the mic and cam. I wasn't supposed to be a whole Twitch production of streak worthy quality. It was just a little freaking a little time killer before bed. Just had to get a little. I wanted to get a little egg in, a little omelet before bed, but nah, it was not in the cards. Just played Ruby. But you killed Sentinel the other day. Yes, nice. You get the gloves. I love those gloves. Honestly, the chest is pretty good too. Got him twice. Nice. They're so good. Like it's almost out of whack how good those are for the zone, for classic in general. It's like imagine more loot like that in this in classic. That's the stuff I'd be looking for. Yeah, I heard you've been charming Guck, huh? I love it. I love charming Guck. Um, if Chilogan hadn't clued me in, I'd probably still be trying to charm what's it called? Guck Knights. That'd still probably be my top pet choice. Chilogan told me the Gucks break it too much. Go for the Bach. And I agree. Not having done both now, the Bach Knight is the best pet. You know what I mean? You give it the torch, you give it the haste, you give it the damage shield, it goes absolutely wild. Um you went 35 to 51? Yes. Nice. Um so I and this is what inspired my question of the day yesterday's stream. I it's not that I accidentally looted on Ruby and said whoopsie. I left a corpse um, that could have potentially been accidentally looted, but instead I oopsied it by just playing Doldane for over 3 hours straight. Uh, this was my helping newbie stream or whatever. I was on TikTok trying to put the P99 symbol up in the air and get some new players geared up and stuff. I did not quite find too many new players. You know, we're gonna keep trying for sure. We're gonna keep trying. That's not the last time I try. Um, using that Dar that hits for 112. I call him Trouble. That I used to hate that Dar when I was leveling on Shadow Knights there. Yup, I know which one you're talking about. You caught some of the whole nice. Yeah, it was that was a good grind. We we got really blessed with drops at that one. Like crazy. 2 IGS, loam pants, other loam stuff. I don't remember. Boots, maybe. Panial plate, chest and pants. So that's a Fashion Quest win. You could go Power Ranger mode with that. You know, pretty cool. But, all right, now that I killed another dark blue, got even closer to Ding. Now I think these belts can carry us the rest of the way. Yeah, the boots got 8 charisma. You're not kidding. I yeah, very happy to see that drop. We got a guildie who's starting Enchanter for the first time. And yeah, I'm hoping he got some loam. I don't remember who won roll. All I know is I passed on everything. Except for gems or whatever, you know. I got a steady diet of crunchy, sparkly rocks. I gotta eat those things. I gotta eat paradots for breakfast, lunch, dinner, second breakfast, brunch, Lunder. Oh shit, is that Core Flunk? Let's go. Maybe he'll ding me. Go Core Flunk. Or flunking out. Chanter, that's like what I say every time I'm playing Chanter. It's like, this isn't even fair. You know what I mean? The funny thing is people who only play Chanter and they don't realize how unfair it is, right? They're just like, this is EverQuest to them. You need that perspective of like literally any other class to really put it in perspective for you, I think. And once you have the perspective, then you're like, what the fuck were they thinking when they invented Charm? That's a thought. Oh my god. Like, I don't even med. I don't even med. I just steal mana and keep going. It's like, Brad bless. I think I already got one. Yeah, got one. All right, so that was Corflonk. A little more XP there. 3 silver. Broke. Right. If I'm low on mana, it's because I let clarity wear off like an hour beforehand and didn't realize. You know, that's the only reason. Right. 2 charm breaks in a row. That'll hurt my mana pool too. 1 charm break though, you hardly even notice. Hardly even notice. The blue bar just keeps moving. So I don't have Wandering Mind yet. Chalogan says he gave me a copy, so I gotta check. I gotta check my probably my druid. If he gave me a copy anywhere, I'd probably been like, oh, hand my druid. I'll drop it over later. Running out of mana is 100% the chanter's fault, right? Two charm breaks in a row is that's classic. You reported Corflunk. I wonder how many other people have ever done that. That's a great story. Toles, thank you. Thank you for that story. Corflunk's reported for griefing. Filthy PK Corflunk. Yeah, forgetting to refresh clarity is oopsie. But all you gotta do is just start you get used to your mana going up. You gotta notice that it's not going up. Once you see it's not going up, you gotta be like, "Where's my clarity?" Ah, there's my clarity. You know, just another reason why we need like 12 spell gems. I was complaining earlier. My only complaint about Chanter is that you need to cast so many spells. Like, it's not like you can pick your best 8 and just go through an encounter. No, you're memming new stuff mid fight like every time. And that's without a wrench being thrown in the works. You know, stuff starts going sideways. Now you're memming multiple spells. And still wish you had gate up. You know, at least that's how it goes for me. I almost never stop to mem gate, and then I'm like, I should have memmed gate out of everything I memmed. Use EQ tools to show buff duration timers and for maps. Hey, Phobos, I'm not gonna judge. You know, people are gonna enjoy EverQuest different ways. The old Chewy, many years ago, I would have been like, that's cheating. You know, now I'm just like, EQ enjoyers are gonna enjoy EQ the way they want. I want to enjoy it pure and classic. I wish I could even have the really janky UI. The beautiful stone viewport one, but I know you can download one that's like it, and it's close. It's very close, and I like what they're up to, but it doesn't have the rear view in the open inventory window, and that's so crucial for that view. I need that. If I had that, I'd be fully immersed. I don't care if it's, was it 6 hotkeys instead of 10? It's like really limiting beyond the literal limited view of the framed in shit, but I would use it because that's nostalgic to me. This one's nostalgic too. I used this UI for many years in this game, so I got no problem using this. Yeah, 8 is so rough on all casters. I know I'm acting like it's an exclusively Chanter thing, but it's like, let's be real here. It's everybody's got to suffer through that. I'm glad I brought those pants back. That was good money. And gold? Hell yeah. Other pants. Big bucks. I gotta stay up on... Was I really out of bandages? Alright, buying another stack. I hate dipping into the funds that bad, but I can't roll around without bandages. The dude, you'd use it too? I should have known. You know, a true classic enjoyer. It's not for everyone. You know what I mean? Like, that's the literal opposite of modern MMO life, right? Okay, so headphone warning. It's going to be so loud when I hand this in. In fact, I'm just going to turn the volume down a little bit right now, okay? The in-game sounds. I just turned it down a lot. It's loud on my end, but hopefully in the stream it wasn't. I do headphone warnings for handing in quest stuff, but not for busting out a literal saxophone. You know? Anyways, let's get the volume back up to where it was. About here. How is the mix? The sound versus my voice. You think it's a okay mix? Game's a little quiet, game's a little loud. Did I ding? Oh, ding! I didn't even notice. Woo! Thank you for notifying me of that. No sax this early. Believe me, I know. The dude, it's too early. I did it that one time, and yeah, rightfully decided, you know what? That's a little much, even for a Chewy stream. Other than the quest noise, it's good, yeah.
Thank you for notifying me of that.
The ding is the ever crack that you're addicted to. Phobos, I think me too, honestly. Even though I didn't clock it right there somehow. I think for me too, because I love playing low levels. Think of how many times I've gotten to hear the ding just in Egg Hunt alone. It's almost sad if you think about it. That means I died a lot, but it's fun. Alright, I already sold that stuff. Alright, cool. Cool. I got enough for a cloudy pot, I would think. Maybe I keep saving for a crystallized pumice. Either way, level 15. Let's see the trainer. Let's get double attack. This is a new freaking high. In under 31 and a half hours, mind you. This is good. This is good. Combine all the levels. That's your real level, right? Yonder Wiley, I do have a combined time that I know now. This is just Egg Hunt the 9th timer. But yeah, hell yeah, level 15, and it's a whole new day for this egg. I got to update 11 through 19 is my range now. Oh yeah. Now that I got double attack, it's on. It's on. Do I keep saving for a pumice? Or do I buy a cloudy pot? That's the question. I gotta see where they sell them in Kaladin. Okay, South Kaladin. Baldoki Rock Finder. Southeast corner in the unmarked building opposite Girtha's Wear. Okay, so. Gotcha. To the right and over the river. Whoops. I zoned. I know, pumice would be handy. The only hard part about pumice is that as a warrior, I have almost no hope of channeling a click, right? I would have to use it before I get hit, right? I'd have to be, which I can be aggressive. I can be aggressive. Pumice would help a lot. Cloudy Pot can potentially be, that Hail Mary lifesaver. All right. This one. Unmarked building. Yep. 16 plat for that. I could buy one if I sell my bronze two-handed hammer. Do it. Let's do it. Let's go. Crystallized pumice in under 31 hours. A new struggle quest world record. Honestly, you can definitely shave a lot of time off that, right? Because I spent 30 plat on this weapon before I spent 16 plat on this. You know what I mean? Obviously, this was not a crystallized pumice any percent run. You know what I mean? But hey, it's still a record. A record's a record. This is the first crystallized pumice any egg hunt has purchased. All right, on the road again. So I don't have a hammer anymore, right? I had a hammer as a uh, an alternative in case I wanted to kite stuff with a two-hander, but keep the path a little tighter. You know, certain areas you don't have as much room to run around. The hammer was a good delay for that. Also, it was helping me work on two-hand blunt skill, which I think is still lacking. 29. So, I mean, honestly, it's not something I could use realistically if I needed to kite something. I'd probably be taking too much damage because I'm missing too many rounds and hitting for too weak. You know, I mean, the skills just wasn't there yet. So, really, I slacked on two-hand blunt. It is what it is. I got the two-hand slash skill up. Got the one-hand slash skill up. You know, there's... You know, there's only so much time in a 31.5 hour run. You would think all my skills would be max, but it is what it is. I actually got to go get my phone off the charger. I'm supposed to have a long day today, and I'm kind of afraid I'm gonna get hit up early, right? The some of the length might be extended early, and I might have to cut this short, which not my plan. I'll be right back. Let me get my phone. Beware to all travelers. Bandits have been sighted on the road ahead. I used to love killing these things. I still do, but I used to too. Anyways, we're just getting started over here. I don't see any bad news yet. I think it was pretty funny. I told you last time. I think it was like 2 minutes before I got jumped when I logged on Egg Hunt. I did it again a couple hours later. The same stream. At the end of the stream, I said goodnight to everybody, and then I logged back on Egg Hunt just to, just to see if I could get a little med time in. I did. I med it up, and I seen players in my range logging in. It wasn't even 2 minutes. It was like 30 seconds. Like, they're coming for the egg. They're coming. They want the egg so bad right now. But they must have stayed up too late, you know? I got up nice and early. Early egg gets the freaking XP, I tell you. Early egg gets the double attack. It's finally happened. I got all this bag space. I got all these bandages. I got all these arrows. I got a pumice with 5 charges. Things are looking up for the old, for this old egg. Anyways, what would be perfect right now? All that room for activities, exactly. The dude gets it. It's just a good feeling. It's a freeing feeling. Something I'm not used to on many, if not all, of my other characters. Because they're either, an active, like, PvP toon that has bags full of, like, pumices and potions and this and that, all the stuff you need. It's like my enchanter who farms the shit out of everything and has, like, bags full of loot, or it was made to be a mule, and obviously it's just full of stuff. And then I started playing it because I just can't get enough. Either way, what my point is, all my bags are full on every freaking character, except for Egg Hunt right now. Feels so good. Anyways, I'm getting some skill ups on this. Let's just... There we go. Double attack 16. One hand slash 77. Get some offense. Get some defense. right? Like some dodge. I don't think we got the offense or the defense yet, but we can. They will go up. Eight-hour shift could transform to 10 to 12 at any given moment. That's horrible. I hate that. I hate that for your reflex. It shouldn't be allowed, you know? People should be able to make plans. People should be able to live their lives, you know? I had a job. During the pandemic was crazy. It was like all rules went out the window. I'm not even gonna get into it. We'll get into it another time. I don't want to start my whole Labor Day 2025 rant all over again. Or was that 2024 now? I forget. It's lost media. Probably 2024. I accidentally didn't upload it to YouTube before it got deleted off Twitch. But anyway, I went on a whole rant. And it happened to be Labor Day. And it was a rant about labor. It was kind of funny. It's so I know what you're saying about the disrespect that some places can have for you personally. You know, it's rude. A story for another day. Exactly. All right. Now, as a level 15, I wonder what my best option is. I could probably sneak my way over to like Sisters or something, but it is a little risky. There's the, you know, the unicorn. There's the brownies. There's this. There's that. Like Lesser Fae is like so sketchy. It really is. Just the sketchiest zone for a hardcore player to run across. That's why I was talking Cloudy Pot. But one Cloudy Pot is not going to satisfy me, right? Because I would still have to run back after. Possibly encumbered or, you know, under pressure. Who knows? Like, I would really want that return trip Cloudy Pot. Yeah, the brownies got me shook. Unrest. Unrest has potential. I could, you know, I can make it across Dagnar's Cauldron. I can. I can also die trying. Those are the two options. That's another one where it's like, yeah, the huge issue for me in Unrest is I don't have a magic weapon. That would really limit my ability to push, right? I could fight a couple beetles at the zone line. And you know, but I'm gonna hit a point where beetles aren't cutting it. And I think I'm close to that level now, honestly. They'd probably be like green XP. But just Unrest, I don't know. Yeah, hardcore solo self-found, always showing where I'm at and always live. So I call it Struggle Quest for short. Yep. So this timer, you see the timer up top? That's Egg Hunt the Ninth's timer. This is the current run. I'm at almost 32 hours. A lot of the time, unfortunately, has to be sitting there regaining HP. Sometimes it's, you know, sitting at the guards, trying to stay safe. You know, you got to protect the egg. Not always easy. Apparently, it takes a while, but we're on a world record pace right now because this is, I think, as far as I know, uncharted territory. Right, level 15. That's my personal best. Yeah, it's taking a while, but you know, you need to have a time to beat. The pace after analyzing all the footage, because that's the good thing about always doing it live, right? It's on the permanent record. You can go back and view the footage yourself. So I was able to go back. This is how committed to the bit I am, right? Not you look at the timer, you see the 31, almost 32 hours into this character that I will delete if I have to. Again, you see that, and then you realize this is Egg Hunt the Ninth, which implies 8 other egg hunts. Yes. Not only that, I had to go through the footage because I didn't have a timer. Right, this was like a new thought. Like, oh, let me add a timer. No problem. I only have like months and months of egg hunt content to go back through, and I did it. I went back through for love of the game. You know, I made a spreadsheet. I got everything tallied up, and after doing that, I'll tell you right now, I'm on a good pace. It, 24 hours to get to like level 13 or something is pretty normal. We can look. One of these days I'll share the numbers. I'll really I'll clean up everything, make it presentable, and let people confirm for themselves. I'm trying to get the links to all the videos, so like if anyone wants to audit my work, think I'm wrong, prove me wrong, I'm inviting. I will invite people to do that. Anyways, I'm committed to the bit. Nobody can say I'm not. You know, I said I had at least 50 hours into the egg hunt journey, right? I said that. And, a few people rightfully said, I think it's more than that, dude. And they were right. They're right. It's over 100 hours into the egg hunt journey. And I love it. I'm just getting started. I literally have only begun the hardcore solo self-found journey. Dwarf Warrior was a choice, I was trying to do something fun for Easter, and I think I did. Easter's over. But I just got an alert. Speaking of solo self-found, I just got an alert. Somebody on Reddit posted their level 60 solo self-found wizard. Nice. I wonder how many hours. They say it's not impressive. I think it's impressive. I mean, obviously, the wizard has more options to solo. Level 60 by next Easter. Well, at this pace, maybe. Maybe. I got to stream a lot, though, but don't worry, I am. I have been. Oh, it wasn't hardcore. Solo self-found, but it sounds like they died during the run. Okay. I mean, that's still any self-imposed challenge. I'm gonna be impressed. EverQuest is, got its own set of challenges. You want to add some more? That's cool. I thought it was hardcore though. I was real impressed for a sec. But then they started talking about how it'd be okay if a melee got a bind. I'm like, why would a melee need a bind? Why would anybody need a bind? It's like, oh, I added the word hardcore when I read it. It was not hardcore. What's going on, Functional Parrot? Let's get started over here. Rise and grind. I love Mondays. Playing the egg hunt. The egg hunt journey has been um immersive. It's been exciting. It's been addicting even. I'm just like so hooked on eggs. Uh Part of a balanced breakfast. Honestly, that's what I should have named the stream, right? Eggs are part of a balanced breakfast. Heard of Iron Man and WoW where they use gray items. That sounds pretty fun. I would I would potentially reinstall WoW. I keep teasing that. I keep saying that. I I'm an EverQuest enjoyer through and through, and I don't want people to get the wrong idea if they see me on a Tuesday sampling a little World of Warcraft in 2026 or whatever. You know what I mean? It's just I'm just a curious guy. I just want to see what they're up to over there. A little breakfast of eggs, you crack one, you crack two, you crack three. I don't know. At that point, I'm not sure what you're doing with all those eggs. All right, let me just peek out here. Gotta peek every now and then. You gotta take a little peek. What do I do? What's the plan here? Do I keep fighting zone line stuff at this zone line? I might. Maybe sample a little chessboard stuff again. There is, of course, danger afoot no matter where I go, right? If I go to Crushbone, we know several magicians, necros, wizards, all that stuff camped out there, or last seen there, we should say. But over here, there's there's a whole different list of mostly the same classes. Um, there's just danger afoot everywhere. It's the EQ PvP. Somebody could be camped out right where you're standing, and you wouldn't know until they pop in. And you still might not even know if they don't have a light source on. You gotta have your head on a swivel. You gotta be checking /who. You gotta be borderline paranoid. And maybe borderline is you know, being polite. The Scourge of Crushbone are always watching. Hey, I appreciate the views, you know? I do. Take it in. Take it all in. Get a good look. Holy shit, a king? Ugh. Yuck. Barf. 2 bishops, a rook, a king. A pawn up there. I think I could pull this pawn. Dark green. So the king's a magician. You know, I'm not trying to fight magicians over here. I don't know what I'm about. I don't like the looks of this, honestly. The stakes are too high. Yeah, the king's rare. I don't think it drops anything cool, unfortunately. None of them do. That's the only bad thing about the chessboard. It'd be cool if it had, like, a magic weapon from the king or something. You know what I mean? I don't think it does. I don't think it has, like, anything cool. It's like bone chips. I don't even think they drop money. Yeah, the stakes are too high for that. I found out the rook does not cast. I thought rooks were casters. They're monks. They're still wicked hard. I almost got my run ended by a rook not 2 days ago. At level 14, I think. It was dark blue. I killed 1 rook and it went okay. I pulled a 2nd rook. I might have like dicked around a little too much. I think I might have like tried to shoot it, and they're actually pretty quick. They'll keep up with you pretty quick. So I stopped and turned around, you know what I mean, or whipped around to shoot it, and because of that, I was able to land a round on, you know what I mean. I didn't mess around too much. I was still probably trying to play tight and sweaty, and I made it to the zone line with 4 HP. Not 4% HP, but literally 4 HP. That's how close Egg Hunt the Ninth came to dying 2 days ago. So that being said, Undead Rook is still worth avoiding. Bandits and G-Fey are a little low, Ratwill. It's a good call. That's a good call. I like those guys for or those ladies for what's it called? Like level 7, 8, 9, maybe up to 10 even. They're great right before I go to Crushbone. I like them because they have like no HP. They can hit kind of hard for their level. Potentially got weapons. Never a 2-hand weapon, it seems. Always 1 hand. But they're great. They're great. I can, once I'm high enough, I can pull all 3 and kite them and kill 1 and zone. Come back out. You know. Right. The dude, I know, that's the big temptation here. You're crossing Lesser Fey. It's one of those things where a little risk can be rewarded huge. But I see this timer ticking. They're almost 32 hours. The stakes are so high. You know what I mean? It's all good. I make it across Lesser Fey and it's all good and I have a great time. But I feel like it's just as likely I don't make it across G-Fey. And I wish I had just stuck to the streams and the rivers I'm used to. You know what I mean? We'll see. We'll see. I think I'm going to try to make some money and buy 2 cloudy pots. I think that's my plan. I think by the time I get that much money, Lesser Face Sisters probably won't even be on my radar anymore. Unfortunately. But I think I want to start making journeys. I might take the boat. Honestly, this might be the first intercontinental egg hunt. I'm already the first double attacking egg hunt. Or I guess that's not true. Egg Hunt Senior, but he doesn't really count. You know what I mean? Egg Hunt Senior was a whole different game because he was group found, hardcore. They drop off hard at 19 or 20. Okay, okay. If I can actually ride them to 19 or 20, like even 19, yeah, the plat would be worth it. I'd be able to get a haul, cloudy pot out, sell it, buy a new cloudy pot pair, and pocket the difference. Right. I think I can carry. So right now I'm about 35 pounds from full. I can carry like a bag of weapons, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if that's worth it to do 2 cloudy pot burn per trip. I would have to, you know what I mean? Like, I'm talking all this stuff like I'm so scared, and it's because I am. I think if anything less than this level of paranoia would be Purge Sister Isle. Hmm. Right. Automatic do over if that horse sees me. And as somebody who's crossed the zone before, I know the danger there. It can, does, will see players. You know what I mean? It's a real issue. It's not an imagined issue. It's not an urban legend. It's not like my neighbor's cousin, his freaking brother saw this horse one time. No, I've been killed by the horse on regular characters that are allowed to respawn. I've been chased out by a brownie one time, and that was on Egg Hunt Senior. Like I said, group found. People in the group died. You know what I mean? I was able to. You don't got to run faster than the brownie. You got to run faster than your friends. I whatever. Maybe I had faction with the brownie. I don't know. But it didn't kill me. I made it out. I didn't get hit by it. But it was scary. And that was just a brownie. Shit. Speaking of brownies. They are KOS. So I was lucky. Because I've been Brelcerilus every time. So there's anyways. I'm like, speaking of brownies. Those things are scary. One of the scariest mobs in EQ, I'd have to say. If you brownie, you're like, ah! Anyways, so we're just getting started over here. I got maybe like another 12 minutes left of EverQuest enjoyment this morning, but who's counting, you know? It's just a Monday morning thing. I love Mondays. Rise and grind. I do the same thing on Thursdays. And by the same thing, I mean I set the alarm for an ungodly hour before the sun is even up. I brew my coffee. I get showered. I get dressed. I get ready. And then I get locked in and clocked in on EverQuest live on Twitch. It's a tradition. It's like clockwork. You can set your freaking alarm to it. You know I'll be here. I try to stay. If nothing else, I'm committed to the bit and I'm consistent. Right? Come on. I think even hate viewers can agree on that. You got butchered by a tech moss. Ooh, 4x60. Yikes! That'll happen. It lands a lucky stun or unlucky if you want to look from that perspective. But it lands a stun on you and gets the 2 rounds. Oof, oof. That's the kind of stuff that I'm scared of out here. No pain, no gain. Go hard or go home. Exactly, exactly. And for Egg Hunt, it's balancing that attitude with the we must protect this fragile egg attitude. It's it's quite the tug of war that goes on in the old Egg Hunt universe. You know what's really funny? That magician's out of range now. The one that has been attacking me for... He was apparently bragging to somebody, telling them he's been attacking me for months. Guess what? You better hit the old freaking Better hit the gym. You better get your weight up. We're about to see him. He's about to be shook. He's gonna see me out of range and be like, ah. I'm not afraid anymore. You hear me? I'm always quoting Home Alone. I don't know if you know this. Home Alone and Big Lebowski. Two very similar movies. Dude just wanted his rug back, you know? Anyways, we're just gonna start over here. I really appreciate everybody hanging out this morning. I got a few more minutes. I'll take those few more minutes to you know, plug everything. We got the social media pages at Chewy What a Wookie. Check me out, please. I've been on my grind. I'm trying to spread the word of EverQuest, specifically EverQuest PvP, but EverQuest enjoyment. Period. You know what I mean? I'm like waving the flag. I'm really got the banner high. You know what I mean? Dark blue trainer with a weapon. Now we're talking. Now we're pod racing. How about that? But yeah, you could click those links, or you could search at Chewy What a Wookie. Of course, we got a Discord. I'm gonna pop that link in the chat too. Come on down. It's called the Swamp. Consider this your personal invitation. The water's fine. I switched up my strategy, so now I'm taking extra damage. A bold move. But I am getting dodge skill ups. I'm getting offense, kick. I should be getting bash. I'm using the shield. I should be bashing. Double attack. There's one. Right? Preserve the egg and its ancestors. That's right. If you ever want to get caught up on the entire egg lore, I've got over 100 hours of footage that you can view for yourself. You think I'm kidding? I'm not. It's something else, I tell you. That Chewy, he's sure committed to the bit. They'll say. An egg cult. Yeah. I mean, the egg, he rules their lives, some of these players. Everything they do revolves around the egg, the center of their solar system. Some of these players. Like I said, this guy's got to hit the gym. He's got to get his weight up. He's got to, you know, he's got to bulk. He's not quite an egg weight class anymore. An egg guild called Eggtastic. Hell yeah. Yeah, double attack is huge. It's huge. If you're dual wielding, I feel like that's twice as many chances to double attack. But I'm using a two-hander for the most part, so for me, it's more like burst. Like it opens up the door to some real burst potential, right? What about a double crit? What about double crippling? How high can a warrior potentially burst? You know, we're talking theory quest, of course. You gotta, until you do it in real game, it doesn't matter what you could potentially do. But I know I've had some huge bursts back in the day on my warrior, on you know, both the PvE server and when I played Red 99 early on. Humdum would be at Ancient Croc. I'd keep him camped out at Ancient Croc, berserk, with a weighted axe and I forgot what the other weapon I had. Probably like a lost axe of slayers or something. Whatever. I would depending on who I'm up against, switch weapons, and sometimes see a caster sitting there, put the weighted axe on, chop him sitting, and hit him. I think I broke 1,000 damage in a round before, right? A crippling blow. It's always max damage if somebody's sitting. Potentially double attack. I wish I still had those screenshots. I used to collect huge damage round screenshots. There would usually be a 1 round kill too. You know what I mean? Like when you're dealing that much damage. But, anyways, memories. Good memories. What's this? What's this little magician doing? What's little bro doing? Anyways, the only bad thing about Monday is what happens after the rise and grind, right? I like to be locked in and clocked into EverQuest. That's what you know. Dream job. All right, so we know what he's been killing. He was over here killing this stuff. Gone, right? He's trying. He's trying to get his weight up. There he is. Anyways, where were we? I think we probably call it a victorious, successful rise and grind morning stream. Um, like I said, I got a long day today. I have a feeling it's about to start in 3 minutes. You know what I mean? It's gonna be one of those. So let's get a little raid going. Make a silent move. I gotta stop this timer. 304:20. I'll see you tomorrow, the dude. Yeah, Tuesday. Like I said, I think I'm gonna play the Royal Writ again. I really do like that game. I'm really enjoying that game. It's been challenging but fun. Which I think is a great combination for the category, right? A roguelike deck builder. You want it to be challenging. You want it to make you think, and you want to have fun doing it. I really like the pacing of it. It doesn't take. You're not like dragging it on. Sometimes some of these other games in the category feel like the round is dragging on. The rounds never drag on so far for me anyway. We'll see how it goes. But thanks for hanging out. Let's go raid. Let's go say what's up to Sanguini. Actually, you know what? What goes around comes around. We got to go raid Bro Annie. Bro Annie hit me with a good raid yesterday. We got to give it back. It looks like he's. Oh wait. Oh, he's doing. Let's check. Canadian Mama. They're doing a shared stream. It looks like he's AFK. I want to get somebody who's. Like they're. All right. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, it's a shared stream, so this is where I was trying to bring you. I'll see you next time. Phobos, happy Monday to you too. I really appreciate you. I do. And I'll probably be on TikTok tonight. I can't stay away. I'm hooked. So I'll see you there. Peace.